Well, good morning. Day number 3, working on this thing. Yesterday, we glued down the chip, and last night I put some silicone down here to hold the wires in place so they could pass through the front of the tender. Thing I didn't notice last night, but I think we're going to resolve, is the red wire for the backup LED, backup light, just a smidgen short, something like that. So fussed with it a little bit, and there's enough slack in the silicone on the resistor that I can pull it aft far enough to make up for that, and I'll have a tender together. So let's see if we can assemble this. Something to notice: most N-scale tenders have this, not all. This gap right here for the wires to pass through. Gotta make sure it's big enough and wide enough for everything you do. You gotta make sure all the wires get through here. You don't want to pinch them on this or that. It'll give you issues, and we're trying to avoid those. Before we do this though, we want to turn the speaker over so it goes up in the tender under the cold bed here. We're doing a test fit, so there's no foam yet today. We'll worry about that another day. This part's going to be hard to see from that vantage point back there. Okay. Sometimes, to make life simpler, it's always a good idea to pop the cold load out. And then just push the speaker up through the hole. That might be my problem. And I may have to change speakers, which is going to make life exciting. I don't know if I have any more. There we go. So that goes down. Come up here. Don't magnetize. Pull these wires where they belong. In the gap. And the tender went down. So now, with my fingers out of the way, you can see the tender is down. You can see the wires are in place where they belong there. We've just got to solve our speaker size issue. Because the speaker, which I should have thought ahead, well, is a little larger than my opening in the tender. That's going to make life exciting. Time for a different speaker. That's what we got. I got this speaker here. Sorry, it's upside down. It's by TCS. It's an 8 ohm, 0.1 watt, little round speakers. They're okay, actually. I put enough of that acoustic foam around it. It sounds pretty alright. Not very big size-wise, so I got to put something underneath it and behind it for the sound to get enough volume to push what we want to have for sound. I guess I have to undo this guy to make that fit. But as we go along, just for a test fitting, since we're just having fun here, the cab is going to be there. I have to put some people in it and paint a little, and then pilot. We'll go here. Put the handrails back on it. And we'll have the number 10 put back together after a little while here. Some few other things. It'll be a nice looking little locomotive when we're done. Also spent a little moment putting a W3 tender in last night. Got this put in. I got the chip glued down as well. So making progress on a couple of locomotives. Not everything we want to do, but we're getting there. Let's solve a speaker problem. Here, take that out of the way, this out of the way. Wait for a soldering iron to wake up. We don't want too much lead on the speakers because volume in the tender. So we'll cut these off about here. I just gotta strip them. Be careful when you're stripping wires that are soldered onto something. You hang onto the wire with one thing and strip. That way you aren't pulling on the soldered connection. There we go. My personal preference is a paste flux. I use good old Radio Shack stuff because I'm an old fart. So when the soldering iron gets warm enough, we'll be able to tin those and solder those to the two speaker wires. While I'm waiting on that, we got to remove the insulation from these two. This is my poor planning. Anyway, remove the insulation from these two solder joints. One way to do it, just slice it on the wire. Pick at it, pointy little tweezers until you got something to peel with, and start peeling it back. That liquid electrical tape is good stuff. And that came off in one piece. I didn't have to cut it. So now we're just in the hurry up and wait for the soldering iron stage. It'll flux and enhance the desoldering. Meantime, grab my coffee cup off the wood stove. That would be everyone's favorite coffee cup. East bar top. Some train, some Shinkansen thing, and a European. I think it's an English steam engine. Gotta love nieces when they think ahead like that. A Christmas gift from a niece quite a few years ago. Well, I need water and my sponge. Water and the sponge, soldering iron's hot, heated up, ready to go. Yeah, there we go. So, grab my tweezers, go. It may not be heated up all the way yet. Just because it's smoking, it may be just fooling with me. Yep. That's good. Ready to go. That one came off. Come on, there it goes. Save that speaker for another use. tinned the speaker leads yet. We'll get a little solder on them. Got it, we felt it. Get up there. Felt the heat come up that wire. Being careful not to do anything with the soldering iron that we regret later. There we go. That was an easy fix. Changing the speaker out. We'll have to put some insulation on those, let them dry. We can do that. Insulating right now. I get my toothpick up. Grab a little bit of this liquid tape. Picked up at a hardware store here in town quite a while ago. It's getting a little dry in there, but you know. Still does the job. When it gets too dry to work, then we'll go get another one. There we go. Well, let's go and see how things work, shall we? Take my camera and we'll go for a little walk. And I haven't even turned on the layout this morning yet. Turn the layout on. I have this antique light hanging here that tells me when the layout's on. If I have that on, the DCC, the power is up. Now let's get the camera on the tripod. I just got this new little tripod I put my camera on. Seems to work alright. So far, kind of unstable sometimes, so I gotta fuss with it. Now let's see, here we got that. Everything's on the track. That blue wire. It's fussing with me. Over the cab mount. There we go. Well, I tested this a little bit the other day to make sure it was going to work, so. I got a headlight. Hey, we got a headlight. Do we have a firebox flicker? Hey, we do. We got that. Got a bell. It's not very loud, you can't hear it. We do have we got motion. Dirt track, been working on it, so I'm sure it's just gross. So we'll do a direction change. One of the neat things about Loke Sound, they have programmable memory. You have to tell it to remember what you want it to remember. So the light's tripped out now. The backup light works, as you can see. Forward light works. Got an alternate horn, that's weird. Didn't know about that. So, I wonder what other sounds it has. Don't know. Yeah, air horn for 21. Huh. The disadvantage with this speaker volume. So I may not stick to the speaker. I may have to find something different, but we know things work. We know it needs cleaned. I would call that successful. There we go. Finished work to do, and we'll have us another good fine 10-wheeler rolling down the track. That's a really bright firebox flicker. Got lots of detailing to work on. You finally got to find a speaker of some sort. There we go. Good morning.